This arrived in my home, about a year before I started writing Wishes Fulfilled. And it's called the I Am Discourses. The I Am Discourses are, I think, one of the great spiritual texts on the planet today. You can pick it up, especially Volume 3. It's published by the St. Germain Press. St. Germain is, I believe, because I'm a student of Yogananda, and Sri Yukteswar, his teacher, who was born on the same day I was in only 1855 instead of 1940, like me. And they speak about this saint that is capable, who always keeps a young body. His name is Babaji. How many have heard the name Babaji? Yeah, this is an audience. I don't have to ask that. St. Germain is Babaji, in my opinion. This is someone who shows up in a young body. And when you read Ascended Masters Training, The Unveiled Mysteries, The Magic Presence, and the I Am Discourses, which I have read all of them and studied them before I actually channeled Wishes Fulfilled. But let me just share with you just something here at the very beginning of it. Life, in all its activities, everywhere manifest, is God in action. Remember what I said earlier, the life in your body is weightless, and it is God. It is what you originated from, it is what you will return to. It is where my mom is right now. And it is only through lack of the understanding of applied thought and feeling that mankind is constantly interrupting the pure flow of that perfect essence of life, which would, without interference, naturally express its perfection everywhere. Saint Germain has come to me. I feel as if I have spoken to him. And one of the things that I know from Saint Germain, from Babaji, is that it's only 1 in a million people who spend any amount of their time giving thanks to the I Am presence that is your very essence, your being. Not giving thanks for all of the bounty that you have in your life and for your health and for all of the nice things, but to be in a state of gratitude for the awareness that who you are is this divine essence, this divine being. And when I do the meditation, one of the things that I say is I am in a state of continuous gratitude for the I Am presence that speaks through my mouth and through my body and through my writing and so on. It's staying in constant contact with the awareness that there is something divine that is what I am. And every time I use this word, I am. The natural tendency of life is love, peace, beauty, harmony, and opulence. This, by the way, is what Lao Tzu said as well. For life cares not who uses it, but is constantly surging to pour more of its perfection into manifestation, always with that lifting process which is ever inherent within itself. I am is the activity of that life. How strange it is that students with sincere interest do not seem to get the true meaning of those two words. When you say and feel, I am, you release the spring of eternal, everlasting life to flow on its way unmolested. In other words, you open wide the door of its natural flow. When you say, I am not, you shut the door in the face of this mighty energy. I often tell my audiences, God didn't say when Moses asked, what is your name and who shall I say sent me? He didn't say, my name is, I hope things work out for you. He said, my name is, I am that I am. That meaning, when he says, I am that, that was Nisargadatta's great autobiography, or biography, and a book that I have studied for 30 years now. And he was known as the I Am Guru in India. And these two words, I am, have so much power within them. I am is the full activity of God. Having placed before you so often the truth of God in action, I wish you to understand its first expression in individualization, in you. All right? The first expression of every individual everywhere in the universe, either spoken word, silent thought, or feeling, is I am, recognizing its own conquering divinity. The student, endeavoring to understand and apply these mighty yet simple laws, must stand guard more strictly over his thoughts and expression in word or otherwise. For every time you say, I am not, I cannot, I have not, you are, whether knowingly or unknowingly, throttling that great presence within you. When you use the words I am, you are in union, you are in yoga with God. So when I do my yoga practice, and there's certain of these postures and asanas that I have a little more difficulty with others, especially balancing ones and so on, before I start the asana, my inner meditation is, I am well balanced. I am perfect balance. I can do this. I am perfect balance. And as I do this, I begin to see that I am speaking to this body.
The present momentous, very momentous, the only true reality we possess. It is the only place where life truly exists, where the pulse of your soul beats, where your thoughts meet the wisdom of your heart. But how often do we neglect this moment? How often do we chase after the shadows of the past or the promises of a future that has not yet arrived, only to find ourselves feeling lost in the spaces between time? The present moment, however, is not just a fleeting instant. It is your superpower. It is the portal through which all transformation flows. Take a moment right now and just breathe. Let the air fill your lungs and recognize that this breath, this exact breath, is a gift. It has no past, no future. It simply is. The world is calling you to embrace it without hesitation, without fear, to awaken to the truth that everything you need to thrive is right here in this moment. You are not the past. You are not the mistakes, the regrets, the wounds that have shaped you. You are not the labels that others have placed upon you, nor the judgments you have carried in your mind. You are not the voice that repeats old stories of who you were and what you have done wrong. You are not the sum of yesterday's actions. You are more than that. You are a divine expression, a spark of the infinite, unfolding and becoming with every passing second. Your soul knows this. Even if your mind has forgotten, your soul is not bound by time. It is timeless. It exists beyond the confines of the past and the future. It moves with the eternal flow of the present, where there is no separation, no fragmentation, only unity. This moment is where your soul finds its deepest connection to all that is. The present moment is the only place where true power resides. We spend so much of our lives looking to the past, replaying the scenes in our minds as if we could change the course of what has already been. We live in the illusion that by holding on to our history, we can somehow protect ourselves from repeating old patterns. But the truth is that the more we cling to the past, the more we allow it to control us. Every thought you have about who you once were, about what you should have done differently, is like a chain that binds you to a reality that no longer exists. And then there is the future. Oh, how we dream about the future. We imagine it will bring us the happiness, the success, the peace we seek. We place our hope in things yet to come, believing that one day, if we work hard enough, if we achieve enough, we will finally arrive at the place where we will feel fulfilled. But here's the truth. The future never arrives. When it does, it is always the present. The future, just like the past, is an illusion. It is a story that we create in our minds, a projection of what we want or fear, but it is never truly real. The only thing that is real, the only thing that ever will, is the present moment. The present is the place where your life unfolds, where you make the choice to step into your power or to remain bound by the illusion of time. It is in the present that you can heal. It is in the present that you can release what no longer serves you. It is in the present that you can transform your thoughts, your energy, and your reality. Why then do we avoid it? Why do we distract ourselves, numb ourselves, running away from the beauty and the challenge of this moment? The answer lies in our fear. We fear facing ourselves. We fear the unknown that exists in the depths of the now. But this fear is a veil-thin, transparent curtain that, once lifted, reveals the truth. The present moment is a sanctuary. It is where you find your peace, your joy, your clarity. It is where you align with the very essence of who you are. You are a divine being. You are a spark of the universe. You have the power to create, to manifest, to heal. But all of this potential can only be unlocked when you come into full alignment with the present moment. The power you seek is not somewhere in the future. It is right here, right now. You see, when you let go of the past, you stop dragging around the weight of what has been. When you stop projecting your hopes and fears onto the future, you cease to live in a constant state of yearning. And in that sacred space where you let go of both past and future, you discover something profound: freedom. Freedom from the shackles of time. Freedom from the limiting beliefs you once held about yourself. Freedom to be fully present with the gift of life. The present moment is a blank canvas, awaiting the brushstrokes of your consciousness. What you choose to create in this moment will shape your experience, your relationships, your destiny. But in order to create, you must first let go of the attachment to how things should be and surrender to how they are. This is not resignation, but a recognition that the universe, in its infinite wisdom, has brought you to this place for a reason. You are here for a purpose. In this moment, you are whole. You are complete. You are enough. You do not need to be anything more or less than you already are. The ego will try to tell you otherwise. It will tell you that you must be better, do more, achieve more to prove your worth. But this is the illusion of the ego. It thrives on the belief that you are separate from others, separate from your source. It whispers that you must earn love, that you must work hard to be worthy. But the truth is this: you are already worthy. You are already loved. You are already enough. When you live in the now, you transcend the ego's constant demands for validation. You cease to define yourself by what you do or don't do, by how much you have or haven't achieved. You recognize that you are not your thoughts, your accomplishments, or your failures. You are the awareness behind them. You are the observer, the witness, the consciousness that is experiencing life in all its forms. And as you embrace this, as you release the need to be anything other than who you are in this moment, something extraordinary happens. Healing begins. Healing from the wounds of the past. Healing from the lies that you are not enough. Healing from the belief that you are separate from your divine source. All of these illusions dissolve in the presence of truth, and in the presence of the present moment, your soul begins to remember who it truly is. The present moment is your superpower. It is where miracles happen, where shifts occur, where new realities are created, but you must be willing to step into it. You must be willing to be fully present with yourself, with your life, with the world around you. In this space, you will find clarity, peace, and purpose. You will find the strength to forgive yourself and others. You will find the courage to release the burdens that have held you back. You will find the wisdom to make choices that align with your highest good. As you open your heart to the present moment, you align with the flow of the universe. You stop fighting against the current of life and instead begin to flow with it. You become like the river, effortless, peaceful, powerful. You trust that the universe has a plan for you, that everything is unfolding perfectly, and that you are exactly where you need to be. You are not the victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of your reality. And you can only step into this creative power when you are fully present with yourself, with your life, with your soul. The present moment is not a passive experience, it is an active choice. It is the decision to live consciously, to live with intention, to live with love. So, I invite you right now to step into this moment with me. Let go of the past, release the future, and fully embrace the gift of the now. Feel the energy within you. Feel the pulse of the universe vibrating through your being. You are a part of something much greater than yourself, and the present moment is your invitation to remember that truth. The present moment is your superpower. Embrace it, use it, live it, and watch as your life transforms before your eyes. In the vast expanse of existence, there is a silent truth that echoes through the chambers of our being. The present moment is where all creation begins. It is the canvas upon which your life is painted, each stroke infused with the colors of your choices, your thoughts, your energy. And yet, so many of us live as if we are trapped in a past that no longer serves us, or racing toward a future that we fear we will never reach. In doing so, we miss the masterpiece unfolding before us in this very instant. Every breath you take, every thought you think, every feeling you experience is an opportunity to create something new. The present moment offers you an infinite number of possibilities, each one, leading you closer to the truest expression of who you are. But you must be willing to see it. You must be willing to release the need to control, to overthink, to second guess. You must be willing to let go of the noise in your mind and listen to the quiet wisdom of your soul. It is in this surrender that true freedom is found. The freedom to be yourself without the weight of expectations or the pressure of perfection. The freedom to let go of the need to fix everything, to make everything right. The truth is, life is not about fixing, it is about being. It is about aligning with the flow of the universe, surrendering to the rhythm of existence, and trusting that all is unfolding as it should. In the stillness of the present moment, you are reminded that you are not separate from the divine. You are an expression of the infinite, a reflection of the cosmos itself. Every star in the sky, every blade of grass beneath your feet, every breath in your lungs is part of the same grand tapestry. You are not an isolated individual struggling against the world. You are an integral part of the whole, connected to everything, everywhere, in every moment. The present moment is where you reconnect with this truth, where you awaken to the fact that you are, in essence, one with all of creation. This awareness, this awakening, is not something that requires you to go out and search for it. It is already within you. It is the essence of your being, the core of who you are, waiting patiently to be remembered. All the distractions, the fears, the doubts, the insecurities, they are just temporary clouds passing through the sky of your consciousness. They are not who you are. You are the sky itself, vast, infinite, and untouched by the storm. When you let go of the need to control, to cling to the past, or to worry about the future, you step into your true power. You become like the river that flows effortlessly, following the path of least resistance. You become like the tree whose roots run deep into the earth, whose branches stretch toward the sky, secure in its place in the world. The present moment is your foundation, your anchor, your place of peace. And when you stand in this moment, grounded in your truth, nothing can shake you. Nothing can move you off course. You are aligned with the flow of life, and the current will carry you exactly where you need to go. But in order to experience this freedom, you must first release your attachment to the past. It is in holding on to the past that we bind ourselves to old stories, old wounds, and old ways of thinking. We tell ourselves that we are defined by what has happened, by the mistakes we have made, by the pain we have endured. But this is not the truth. The truth is that you are not your past. You are not the sum of your experiences. You are the consciousness that is aware of them. You are the awareness behind the thoughts, the observer of the story. And as the observer, you have the power to rewrite that story. You have the power to choose a new narrative, one that is grounded in the truth of who you are in this moment. The past no longer has a hold on you unless you continue to give it power. And when you release it, when you forgive yourself and others, when you make peace with what has been, you free yourself to live fully in the present. It is only then that you can begin to heal. Healing is not about fixing what has been broken. Healing is about remembering who you truly are, whole, complete, and divine. Healing is about coming back to yourself, coming back to the present moment where everything is already perfect as it is. This is not to say that life is without challenges. The present moment does not promise a life free of pain or hardship, but it does promise peace. It promises freedom from the mental chatter, the emotional turmoil, the endless cycle of trying to control everything around you. It promises that no matter what happens, you can find your center, your calm, your peace. The present moment is your anchor in a world that is constantly shifting, your rock in the midst of the storm. When you are truly present, you are no longer reacting to life, you are creating it. You are no longer a victim of circumstance, but a conscious creator, shaping your reality with each thought, each choice, each breath. You are the artist of your own life, painting your masterpiece one brushstroke at a time. And the beauty of this is that you have the power to change the painting at any moment. You can choose to step into a new story, a new chapter, a new way of being. The present moment is your canvas, and you hold the brush. In this moment, you are free to let go of the past. You are free to release the burden of guilt, shame, and regret. You are free to stop blaming yourself or others for what has happened. You are free to forgive, to heal, and to move forward with love in your heart. You are free to create a new reality, one that aligns with your highest self, one that reflects the love, peace, and joy that reside within you. And in doing so, you become a beacon of light in the world. As you step into your power, you empower others to do the same. When you live in the present moment, you show others the way. You become an example of what is possible when you let go of the past, release the ego, and embrace the truth of who you are. You become a living, breathing testament to the power of the present moment. So, take a deep breath and feel the energy of this moment coursing through you. Feel the love, the peace, the infinite possibility that resides in this now. Know that everything you need is already here. You are already enough. You are already whole. You are already powerful. You are already divine. All that you seek is within you, waiting to be awakened in this very moment. And as you awaken, as you step fully into the present moment, you will begin to see the world with new eyes. You will see the beauty in the simplest things. You will feel the peace in the stillness of your own soul. You will experience the joy that comes from being fully alive, fully present, fully you. The present moment is your superpower. It is where your true power lies. It is where your life begins. And it is where you will find everything you need to live a life of love, peace, and purpose. Embrace it, live it, and let it transform you. As you stand in the present moment, you are no longer bound by the constraints of time. You are free from the prison of the past and the illusions of the future. You are in the only place that truly exists, the only place where life happens, where the magic of existence unfolds. You are free to choose, to create, to be. The power is in your hands, and it is not hidden or distant. It is right here, right now, waiting for you to claim it. But so often we forget. We become so caught up in the noise of the world, the demands of life, the expectations of others. We let the distractions of our minds pull us away from the sacredness of this moment. We become lost in the chaos, thinking that we need to do more, be more, have more to find fulfillment. But in doing so, we miss the truth. Fulfillment is not found in external achievements or possessions. It is found in the quiet peace of the present moment, in the awareness of the beauty that already surrounds us. The truth is, you already have everything you need. You have all the love, all the wisdom, all the strength within you to create the life you desire. But you must first stop searching outside of yourself for what can only be found within. The present moment is where your inner power resides. It is the place where your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions align with the highest version of yourself. It is where you connect with the divine essence that flows through you and all living things. When you let go of the need to control, to plan every detail, to force outcomes, you open yourself to the flow of life. You stop fighting against the current and begin to float with it. You surrender to the wisdom of the moment, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. And in this surrender, you find the peace and clarity you've been seeking all along. The ego, with all its demands and distractions, wants to keep you trapped in the past or anxious about the future. It wants you to believe that you are incomplete, that you need to do more, achieve more, be more. But this is the lie of the ego. The truth is that you are already whole. You are already perfect, just as you are in this very moment. The present moment is where you realize this truth. It is where you remember that you are a divine being, a reflection of the infinite, and that you have the power to create the life you desire. To live in the present moment is to live in a state of constant creation. Every thought you think, every choice you make is an act of creation. You are not a passive observer of your life, you are the creator of it. And when you step into the present moment with intention, with awareness, with love, you begin to create a reality that aligns with your deepest desires. You begin to live the life you were always meant to live. But to do so, you must release the hold the past has on you. You must forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made, the choices you regret, the pain you've carried. You must let go of the stories you've told yourself about who you are, who you were, and who you think you should be. The past is over. It no longer has any power over you unless you allow it to. When you release the past, you free yourself to live fully in the present where all possibilities exist. The future is not something to fear either. So many of us live with the weight of what might happen, of what could go wrong, of the uncertainties that lie ahead. But the future is not something to fear. It is simply another moment waiting to unfold. And the best way to prepare for the future is to live fully in the present. When you give your full attention to this moment, when you align yourself with the energy of now, you open yourself to the highest possibilities for tomorrow. The future is created by what you do in the present. And so you stand at the crossroads of time, not looking back, not looking ahead, but standing in the now where all power lies. This is where you make your choices. This is where you decide who you want to be, what you want to create, how you want to live. The past has no hold on you, and the future is a field of infinite potential. The only thing that matters is the choice you make right now in this moment. And in this moment, you choose to be free. You choose to release the chains of the past, to let go of the fears of the future, and to embrace the power of the present. You choose to live fully in the now, to experience the joy and peace that come from being fully present with yourself and with life. You choose to embrace the truth that you are already enough, already whole, already perfect, just as you are. This is your superpower, the ability to be fully present with yourself, with the world around you, with the divine energy that flows through all things. This is where your true power lies. This is where transformation begins. When you step into the present moment with intention, with awareness, with love, you step into your power as the creator of your own reality. So let go of the past. Release the future and step fully into the power of now. In this moment, you are free. In this moment, you are whole. In this moment, you are everything you need to be. And in this moment, you have the power to create the life you've always dreamed of. This is the gift of the present moment. This is your superpower. Embrace it and let it transform you. Let it carry you to new heights of peace, joy, and fulfillment. Let it guide you to the highest version of yourself. And know that in every moment you are exactly where you are meant to be. As you stand in the vastness of the present moment, you come to realize that this space, this no, was not merely a fleeting point in time. It is the eternal foundation of your existence. It is the point of intersection where all paths meet, where past and future are mere whispers, and where the power of your soul is undisturbed. The present moment is the birthplace of all possibilities, the sacred ground upon which your life is created. And in this moment, you are free to choose again. The past has already been written. It cannot be undone, nor can it be relived. It is a collection of memories, each one holding a lesson, but none of them capable of defining you. The pain of the past no longer has power over you unless you continue to carry it. When you release it, you free yourself to step fully into the light of the present, where only love, peace, and possibility dwell. The weight of yesterday falls away, leaving you light, unburdened, ready to embrace the truth that you are enough, just as you are in this moment. The future filled with its uncertainties, its hopes, its imagined fierceness, a place that is yet to be created. It is a canvas still waiting for the brushstrokes of your thoughts, your intentions, and your actions. The future is nothing more than a reflection of how you choose to live today. And when you live fully in the now, you align yourself with the highest potential of tomorrow. The future is not something to be feared, but something to be created, moment by moment, thought by thought, choice by choice, and you are the creator. So, what is left? What is the key that unlocks the doorway to all that you seek? It is simple, yet profound. It is the present moment. The present moment is where your power lies. It is where your deepest wisdom speaks. It is where your soul aligns with the divine flow of life, where you are reminded that you are one with the universe, that you are not separate from the love and abundance that surround you. In this moment, you are connected to everything, to all that is, to all that was, and to all that will be. When you choose to live in the now, you choose to align with the infinite. You choose to let go of the limitations imposed by the mind, by society, by old beliefs, and by the ego. You choose to live from a place of truth, from a place of authenticity, from a place of power. You are no longer bound by the past, no longer enslaved by the future. You are free. Free to be, free to create, free to experience life as it is meant to be, experience whole, abundant, and full of grace. In this space, the possibilities are endless. When you are present, you step into a flow of creation that is effortless, that is guided by the wisdom of your heart and the intuition of your soul. You no longer need to struggle or force. You simply align with the natural rhythm of life, and everything you desire comes to you effortlessly in divine timing. You are not the doer. You are the observer, the creator, the conscious participant in the dance of life. This moment is where healing begins. It is in the now that you find the peace that eludes you in the chaos of your thoughts. It is in the now that you find the clarity that has been clouded by doubt. It is in the now that you return to your true self, the self that is whole, the self that is free, the self that is divine. And as you heal within, you heal the world around you. Your presence becomes a healing force, radiating love and light, touching everyone and everything you encounter. You may wonder, What is the secret to staying present in a world that is constantly pulling you in every direction? The secret is simple: awareness. When you are aware of the power of the now, when you recognize that this moment is the only place where life truly exists, you begin to shift your attention away from the distractions of the mind and the pressures of the world. You begin to see the beauty in the small things, the sound of a bird singing, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the love in another's eyes. You begin to see the divine in every moment, in every person, in every experience. The world becomes a reflection of your own inner peace, and you become a reflection of the divine. And when you embrace the present moment, you allow yourself to flow with life. You no longer resist the natural course of things. You trust that everything is unfolding as it should, even if you cannot always see the bigger picture. Life becomes an adventure, a journey of discovery, of growth, of transformation. You become a conscious creator, aware of your power and your ability to shape your reality with every thought, every feeling, every action. The present moment is your superpower, and you are the key to unlocking it. When you fully embrace the now, you step into the highest version of yourself. You become the person you were always meant to be, the person who is whole, who is free, who is divine, the person who lives with purpose, with intention, with love. So, take a deep breath and feel the presence of the now surrounding you. Feel the love, the peace, the infinite potential that exists in this very moment. Know that you are already enough. You are already whole. You are already perfect, just as you are. And in this moment, you have everything you need to create the life you desire. The present moment is where your power lies. It is where your life begins. It is where you will find everything you seek: love, peace, joy, fulfillment, purpose. It is all here now. Embrace it, live it, and watch as your life transforms before your eyes. Close your eyes and hear this truth. You're not waiting on your desire. Your desire is waiting on you to rise, to elevate, to vibrate at the frequency of what is already yours. The world around you is not fixed. It bends it, molds it, reshapes according to your vibration. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the cause. What you radiate, you attract. If you hold low thoughts, you will see a low world. But when you rise, internally rise, you will see mountains move. Vibration is simply your state of being. You do not manifest through effort, you manifest through alignment. The higher you vibrate, the faster creation flows through you. Joy is a magnet. Gratitude is a portal. Love is a key. These are not emotions, these are frequencies, and the universe responds to frequency, not words. So imagine not lightly, but boldly, with depth, with emotion, with certainty. See yourself already there, already living what you once longed for, not in the future. Now accept it as already done, and your world must obey the moment you feel it real. The unseen goes to work. The invisible becomes visible, but you must not waver. Persist in the assumption, hold the feeling even when appearances lie. Especially when they lie, your job is not to chase or strive. Your job is to become the version of you that already has it. The shift is internal, and when you vibrate higher, manifestation does not take time. It takes acceptance. So today I urge you, stop lowering yourself to match what is fading. Rise to meet what is calling, vibrate higher, and you will manifest faster. Because the moment you become it, it must come to you. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are. This is the most misunderstood truth in all of creation. The world around you is nothing more than a mirror, faithfully reflecting back the state. You consistently dwell in people. Believe they must work harder, push more, chase endlessly after what they desire, yet they do not realize that the outer world is secondary. It is the echo. The origin lies within. The secret is not in the doing, but in the being your inner state. What you feel, assume, and believe to be true about yourself, and life broadcasts a silent frequency. This frequency is your vibration. It is not heard by the ears, but it is registered by reality. The moment you shift your state, the world must shift in response. But because the world seems so solid, so separate, we tend to ignore the invisible cause and blame the visible effect. Desire alone changes nothing. Wanting something, no matter how deeply, does not draw it to you. What draws it to you is becoming the version of yourself who already has it. You must embody the outcome. That is, you must feel the reality of the desire fulfill so deeply that your consciousness cannot distinguish between what is imagined and what is perceived. When you persist in an inner state of lack, you do not move toward your goal. You only deepen the distance. If you feel unworthy, if you feel desperate, if you feel incomplete, those feelings form the vibration you emit in life. Being completely impersonal reflects it back to you in kind. You meet experiences, people, and events that affirm what you are already being inside, but when you deliberately shift inward, something extraordinary happens. When you begin to feel worthy, blessed, and whole. Not because the world gave it to you, but because you decided it. You change your entire vibration. And life, like a loyal servant, must obey. This is why it is said that to him who has more shall be given, because the one who feels abundance attracts abundance. The one who feels love receives love. Not because they seek it, but because they have become it. The inner state is not dependent on conditions, it is the cause of them. You must become quiet enough to recognize what you are vibrating. If you are anxious, pause. If you are worried, observe. If you are bitter, release, and then choose again. Choose deliberately to dwell in peace and faith, in love. The moment you do, you've already moved realities. The world you see may not change instantly, but the blueprint has been altered. Creation is finished. All possibilities exist. Now, the only thing that separates one outcome from another is your alignment with it. And alignment is nothing but sustained vibration. The more consistently you dwell in the inner state of your desire fulfilled, the more quickly it materializes around you. It is not magic, but law. And the law is always working, whether you believe it or not. Do not be fooled by appearances. The world will test your commitment. It will whisper doubt. But stay faithful to your state. Choose to remain in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, no matter what the senses show, because the senses only echo the past. The future is formed in consciousness. Your inner world is the soil. What you water with emotion grows. So stop trying to force the outer world to bend. That is not your task. Your only task is to assume the feeling of your desire is already yours, to vibrate in harmony with it, and to watch calmly, faithfully. As life reshapes to match your new frequency, you are not chasing the dream. The dream is chasing you. Once you become the version of you who already lives it. Emotions are not random. They are not meaningless reactions. Emotions are energy, pure and powerful, flowing through the body like a signal, like a vibration sent out into the field of creation. They are not simply feelings, they are frequencies. They move, they radiate, they reach out and draw back to you that which matches their essence. This is why emotion is not something to suppress or escape. It is something to understand, to guide, and to use with purpose. Every emotion you experience sends a message to the unseen. When you feel low, when you dwell in fear, anger, shame, or doubt, you are not just having a bad day. You are aligning with the lower frequency reality one that will reflect back to you the very same feeling you are emitting. The outer world mirrors the inner climate. It does not respond to words or desperate affirmations spoken in contradiction to your feelings. It responds to the truth of your emotional state. But what happens when you begin to rise, when you start to cultivate elevated emotions, not as a reaction to circumstances, but as a choice of practice? Everything changes. Gratitude, love, peace, joy. These are not simply pleasant feelings. They are the gateways to higher realities. The moment you feel gratitude, you are telling the universe it is done. I have received. You are no longer begging, no longer waiting. You have become the version of you who lives in the fulfillment of the desire. Love is the purest frequency, not romantic love, but unconditional inner radiant love. Love for life, for being, for self. This emotion raises your vibration faster than logic ever could. It lifts you beyond resistance, beyond fear, and in that high vibration, the reality you once dreamed of begins to feel natural, even inevitable. Oh, that's the key. It must feel natural. The emotion you hold makes it so. Peace, too, is a frequency often overlooked. Peace is powerful. It is not passive, peace says. I no longer need to struggle. I trust the unfolding, and in that trust that is released, and in that release, manifestation flows faster, clearer, with less effort, because creation does not respond to force. It responds to surrender, to faith, to emotional alignment. Do not manifest by thinking harder. You manifest by feeling deeper. Thought is the blueprint. Emotion is the builder. The more you feel in harmony with your desired reality, the more swiftly it is constructed in your world. You must not wait for the thing to happen to feel good. You must feel good to allow the thing to happen. Imagine the person you wish to become. How do they feel? What emotions fill their day? Start there. Begin to generate those emotions now, even before anything has changed. Because in truth, the inner change is the cause. The outer result is the effect. Motion moves reality. Emotion is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. When you align emotionally with what you desire, you shorten the distance between you and the out. Time is no longer the barrier vibration is, and when your emotional vibration matches your imagined future, time collapses. The future becomes. Now let this be your practice, not to force manifestations, but to feel your way into them, to choose the highest emotions, even when nothing has changed. To live from the inside out, not the outside in, because when you choose gratitude in the absence of reason, you become magnetic. When you choose joy before the breakthrough, you bring the breakthrough closer. When you choose love before the healing, you activate healing. You are not powerless, you're not stuck. You are a creative force shaping your life with every feeling you sustain. So feel wisely, feel richly. Let emotion be your tool, your guide, your magic. Emotions are energy and emotion in you. By feeling on purpose can move your world. Imagination is not fantasy. It is not mere daydreaming or mental escape. Imagination is the original act of creation. Everything that exists in your life right now began first in the unseen world of thought, shaped by the silent power of imagination. Before anything becomes form, it must first be accepted in consciousness. What you vividly imagine and emotionally accept as true plants the seed of your future experience. The world you see is nothing more than the harvest of what you once imagined and believed. Many believe the world is shaped by action, by effort, by external striving. But those are effects, not causes. The true cause lies deeper. All creation begins in the invisible. The mind is the womb, the inner world, the workshop. It is not what you do for hours that shapes your destiny. It is what you dwell upon in the secret place of your mind. Imagination is not idle, it is active. It is spiritual. It is the divine gift that allows you to rise above circumstance and see the world not as it is, but as it could be. And in that, seeing you make it so. When you imagine something clearly in detail and add to it the feeling of reality, the sensation that it is already yours, you trigger a shift in vibration. And when your vibration changes, the world responds. You do not have to wait for permission. You do not need proof. The outer world always lags behind the inner vision. So many delay their transformation because they are waiting for evidence. But the evidence comes after the seed is sown, and the seed is your imagined scene. It is your vision felt as real, accepted without doubt. Whatever you persist in imagining with faith becomes law in your world. This is why idle worry is danger. When you imagine things going wrong, when you rehearse fears and worst-case scenarios, you are planting seeds to weed only weeds, not flowers. Your imagination does not care whether you use it to build or to destroy, it simply obeys. It receives the command through feeling not well. The secret then is not just to imagine, but to imagine with emotion. You must feel your scene as though it is happening now. You must enter it so completely in your inner world that the outer world becomes. The senses may still reflect the old story, but you remain loyal to the vision, knowing it is only a matter of time before the world reshapes itself to match your inner assumption. Imagination is more than visualization. It is full embodiment. It is hearing the sounds, seeing the colors, feeling the textures of your desired reality. It is holding the end in mind and living from it mentally rather than towards it physically. You assume it is done. You let go of the need to figure out how, and in that surrender, creation begins to move. Think of imagination. As a spiritual blueprint, you are always building something. The question is, are you building consciously or unconsciously? Are you imagining based on past disappointments or based on new intention? The future does not come from what you have known. It comes from what you see and feel in the stillness of your own mind. That do not underestimate this power. The world honors action, but action follows vision. When you imagine rightly inspired action arises effortlessly, you are led, you are guided, the right people, the right moments. The right doors begin to appear not because you force them, but because your inner world. Among them, creation is not something you wait for. It is something you initiate. Imagination is the seed. Feeling is the water. Faith is the light. And time is the soil that brings it all together. So imagine, and imagine boldly. Refuse to return to the past. Let your mind dwell only on what is lovely, noble, and true. What you vividly imagine and emotionally accept as real, without doubt, without resistance, must come to pass. It is law. It is your gift. Use it well. The truth of who you are has never changed. It cannot be tarnished, diminished, or lost, only forgotten beneath the noise of the world, beneath fear, doubt, and limitation. There is a core within you that is pure light, pure power, pure knowing. And the closer you come to that truth, the faster your vibration rises. High vibration is not something you earn or chase. It is what you return to. It is your natural state, your original frequency, before you were taught otherwise. From the moment you arrived in this world, the world began to shape you. You were told what was possible, what was practical, what was safe. You were conditioned to believe in lack, in struggle, and separation from your desires. You were trained to slow your energy to blend into a world that forgot its own divinity, but deep within something never forgot, something always remembered. That spark is your true self, and it is always calling you home. High vibration is the signal of that remembrance. It's what you feel when you are in alignment, when you're no longer resisting the truth of your being. It's the quiet joy that arises when you follow your intuition. It's the peace you feel when you release control. It's the surge of inspiration, of love, of presence. These are not passing emotions. They are echoes of your essence. They are reminders that you are more than flesh, more than history, more than circumstances. The lower vibrations, fear, anger, shame, guilt are not your enemies, but they are not your home either. There are signals, indicators that you are living in a version of yourself that was handed to you, not chosen by you. There are teachers showing you where you are out of alignment. The pain is not punishment, it is feedback, and the faster you learn to observe it, honor it, and release it, the faster you rise. You do not have to force high vibration. You only have to stop clinging to what keeps you low. You are not meant to carry the burdens of your past. You are not meant to wear masks to please the world. You are not meant to doubt your power, your worth, your beauty. These are illusions taught, reinforced, and repeated until they seemed real. But the truth never left you. It simply waits for your return. The more you align with your authentic self, the one who feels deeply, who speaks truthfully, who dreams without apology, the faster your vibration becomes. And with that speed comes clarity. You begin to see life differently. Opportunities appear, relationships shift, circumstances respond. You don't have to chase outcomes. They begin to move toward you, drawn by the resonance of your truth. To live at a high vibration is to live lightly, not because life is always easy, but because you no longer resist it. You meet each moment with presence, not panic. You trust the unfolding not because you know the details, but because you know who you are. You've stopped identifying with the noise. And you've remembered the stillness beneath it. The fastest way to raise your vibration is to return to what is real. Gratitude, compassion, joy, trust. Not because these make you better, but because they reveal who you've always been. You are not trying to become something new. You are peeling away what is false. You are unlearning the illusion and reclaiming the true. So when the world feels heavy, pause, go within, feel the breath. Remember who you are. High vibration is not a destination. It is the frequency of your being. When you stop pretending to be anything less, you are light. You are love. You are limitless. Let everything else fall away. Faith is not a matter of hoping that something might happen. It is the inner certainty that it already has. It is the quiet conviction that defies logic, the stillness that remains even when the senses scream otherwise. Faith is not passive. It is not waiting. It is an active state of inner knowing, a deliberate assumption of the desired outcome as already real, felt deeply and without doubt. It is the invisible substance from which all visible things are shaped. When you feel the wish fulfilled, you are not asking life to bring you something. You are affirming that it already belongs to you. And that feeling is the key. It is not enough to repeat words to visualize an outcome or to recite affirmations like a ritual. These are only shells unless they are filled with emotion. It is the feeling that moves mountains. It is the inner atmosphere that creates the outer change. You do not manifest what you want. You manifest what you believe, and belief is not just thought. It is embodied emotional truth. To believe with faith means to walk through your day as if the thing were already done. You are no longer looking for signs. You are becoming the sign. You are no longer asking if it's working. You are living from the end, knowing it has already worked. Most people delay their manifestation because they keep waiting for the external world to confirm the internal desire. They look to the mirror and ask it to smile first, but the mirror can only reflect. The moment you believe from within, truly believe without needing proof, the outer must conform. The law cannot be broken. The outer world is not cause, it is effect. It follows your conviction like a shadow. Faith requires that you detach from the how and the when. These are the domains of the intellect, not the imagination. The mind wants a timeline. The soul knows better. It moves in trust. It rests in the unseen. When you live in faith, you are no longer negotiating with reality. You are not hoping. You are dwelling in the feeling of it already being true. And that is enough to feel the wish fulfilled, is to touch the invisible realm and claim it as your own. You close your eyes and see clearly. You feel deeply, fully, without resistance. You allow yourself to be taken over by the mood of the outcome. You rehearse not the problem, but the solution, not the lack, but the abundance. You've become the one who already has it already lives. It already knows it to be theirs. This is not fantasy, it is creation. You are not escaping reality. You are forming it. Faith is the spiritual substance that calls things unseen into form. You don't need to convince others or even yourself in words. The feeling does the work. It anchors the unseen the moment you feel the wish fulfilled. Manifestation begins not when it arrives, not when it shows up on your doorstep, but in the moment you dwell in it as real. It may take time to appear, but that is no concern of yours. The seed takes time to sprout, but its emergence is certain. Your only job is to remain faithful to the feeling. Stay loyal to the unseen. Do not be shaken by appearances. Do not argue with delay. These are tests of persistence, not evidence of failure. Keep returning to the state of the wish fulfilled. Keep breathing life into your vision with feeling. What you feel consistently becomes fact. That is the quiet power of faith. It does not ask, it declares. It does not hope, it assumes. And in that assumption, life rearranges itself to match your inner truth. Persistence is the key that unlocks the door between the unseen and the seen. It is not enough to assume, once to imagine, once to feel, once the creative power of the inner world is activated by repetition, by sustained belief, unwavering focus, and the refusal to be swayed by appearances. What you assume with consistency becomes the law of your world, for consciousness is the only reality, and assumption is its blueprint. Reassume action, when felt as true, begins to clothe itself in form. But between the assumption and its full manifestation, there is often a gap. And in this gap lies the test. The temptation to doubt, to abandon the vision, to return to the evidence of the senses. Yet it is in that very moment. That persistence must rise. To persist in the assumption is to remain loyal to the unseen truth, regardless of what the outer world reflects. Back to you, the world is a mirror, not a master. It does not dictate your reality. It reflects it. What you assume to be true inwardly, the world will echo. But it cannot do so instantly in all cases. For time is the cushion that allows the unseen to become seen. Do not be discouraged by the lag. Do not measure your success by how quickly things appear. Measure it by how unwaveringly you can remain faithful to your inner state. Persistence is not struggle. It is not forcing. It is not efforted in fear or desperation. It is calm, focused, dwelling in the end. It is the quiet power of the one who knows, who rests in the inner conviction that what is imagined and accepted must come to pass, even if the outer seems unchanged. You remain unchanged in your assumption. You do not explain, you do not seek reassurance. You simply continue to feel the wish fulfilled. When you persist in your assumption, you are training the subconscious mind, and the subconscious is the servant that never sleeps. It does not argue. It accepts what is impressed upon it with feeling and repetition, and once impressed, it sets the wheels in motion through people, events, and circumstances to bring your assumption into form. But this process cannot complete itself. If you constantly undo the work with doubt or contradiction, to assume something is not to wish for it, but to live from it. You think from the end, not of the end. You move through life as though it were already, so you react as the person who already lives in the desired state. This is persistence. Not in thought alone, but in feeling and identity, in inner know. Thing, you become it before it becomes visible. Do not be fooled by appearances that contradict your assumption. The world often rearranges itself through what looks like chaos or opposition, but if you persist, what seemed like delay or denial will reveal itself as part of the unfolding. The key is not to react to what is, but to remain faithful to what you've chosen within. You must persist even when you feel nothing is happening, even when the world seems to shout the opposite, even when doubt knocks and fear whispers. You return again and again to your chosen state. You rehearse it, you dwell in it, you affirm it, not because you need to convince the world, but because you are commanding it. This is the law. What you assume consistently and unwaveringly must become your experience, not because you are lucky, not because the world has changed, but because you have. You are no longer living from circumstance. You are living from consciousness. And consciousness shapes reality, so persist not with tension, but with faith, not with impatience, but with knowing what you persist in, assuming you inevitably become. When you choose to vibrate higher, you do more than just feel good. You align with the deepest truth of who you are. You no longer face reality you shape, your imagination becomes your workshop, your emotions become your compass, and your unwavering faith becomes the bridge between the invisible and the visible. The outer world becomes a reflection, no longer a dictator, and you become the master of your own experience. You do not manifest by effort, but by assumption. You do not wait for proof. You live as though it is already done. Every thought, every feeling, every act of inner persistence is a seed planted in the unseeded, and when watered, with belief, with feeling, with patience, it must grow. Remember, you do not attract what you want, but what you are being, so become it now. Feel it now, assume it. Now let the vibration of your desired reality flow through your inner world and trust that the outer must follow. This is not hope, it is law. Thank you for listening. May you go forward boldly, vibrating higher, manifesting faster, and living as a creator you were always meant to be.